you will see that the reflex increase, enlarge and increase, because the cornea is flattened. The suggestion is early surgery, prevent cornea worsening. That is very important. This principle is very important. Early surgery, prevent cornea worsening. You can see we can reach 31 diopters in applanation. As you saw, the last case was the unlucky guy that had a transplanted cornea and had the relapsed keratoconus in the transplanted cornea, and we have successfully corrected back again and no more improved the ectasia in the transplanted cornea. And was successfully operated and no more relapsing of the keratoconus and refractive correction. Good enough. I have another movie that where you can see, but we don't go to, I don't think it's the time because it's too late, where we can show the rare cases that I undertake excimer laser with the LASIK procedure after mini RK. I do this only on hyperopic eyes because in my philosophy I don't want to touch the central cornea that is thinner and where the pathology has been developed. Thank you very much. I think it's enough. I'm here for your question.
In the beginning, you talked about 45% of the transplanted patients would regain their keratoconus, so they would again have keratoconus. Where are these numbers from? I didn't hear them before. So.
To look these numbers, you should do one thing. You should go in kcfreedom.org, send a message, email to Harry Navarro. Harry Navarro will take you out all the international literature about cornea transplant. He has been over-specialized on the field. On the contrary, all the literature about cornea contact lenses, you can ask to Sajiv, that is the administrator of the forum. These two guys have made an incredible work reading thousands of scientific articles in the years all over the world. And they have a knowledge today that is much greater than my one. Okay? So the two persons you can refer are these two. And you can ask him to take out the statistic. Because you see the problem with the cornea transplant is this. Normally you find in the American forum 98% safe. It's like an advertising, okay? The problem that safe means that the patient will leave the clinic with the transplanted cornea still intact after 1 week. But you don't know what will happen after 2 years, 4 years, and go on. Okay? So you see, nobody has the interest to admit that we have a great, huge number of relapsing keratoconus into the transplanted cornea, because it's something that goes against the genetic. So, you see, because now is a fashion that the genetic is the explanation of the keratoconus, you know, in the world, not many persons have the courage to be critic enough to tell what they think. I think to be one of the rare ones. So I judge what I see. I consider what I see, and I take my information for what I see. I am not going to listen to fairy tales in most of the congresses where people has particular interest to say this or that. Fragen?
You said one contraindication for an operation is a herpes infection, and you would not make the operation unless you are sure by bioresonance that there's no more chance for an infection. How can you recommend some medication to make sure that the herpes does not come back again?
Now, normally we make a very accurate anamnesis. From the anamnesis we ask to the patient whether he has never had an infection on the eye. If it is an infection that the patient do not remember well, do not, he cannot relay me in a perfect scientific definition, I will undertake the patient to the bioresonance, okay? Because I am always worried to find on my way the herpes simplex.
But if you already know, I already know that I have the infection in the eye, what can I do?
You come to us, you have the bioresonance check, we kill the virus, and you can have the operation safely.
But how do you kill them?
With the bioresonance. You know what is bioresonance?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the frequency of the herpes virus type 1. We give the counter frequency, and the virus is killed in 3 minutes. Then we check back the virus, and you will find it negative. Simple, effective. Then we go to the surgery. It's a great risk. So believe me, if I am not sure what I am doing, I am not putting my knife into that cornea, because it can be a disaster. Okay? So we are very careful to have not such a disaster.
So in your opinion, contact lenses is pretty much worse, pretty bad for the eyes?
For a keratoconus, especially for a keratoconus patient.
So how could you explain that there are patients living maybe 30 years with contact lenses?
It is a very lucky combination of a very good contact lenses operator, a very resistant cornea, and possibly modification of the environment of the patient that has stopped the parasite to grow. Listen, I appreciate very much people that make a scientific work and a skilled technical work, like many persons in the contact lenses field. But a question is to respect the correct work of persons. Question is not to face the truth. So also if these people put the best intentions in what they do, we have physics laws that are not respected. And this nobody can change. It's like if you ask me to say this is white when this is black. You understand me?
I wonder your opinion on cross-linking.
Yes. Now, cross-linking was studied not as use of riboflavin, but as is use of UV in Fyodorov Institute already in the year 1984. In that time, at Fyodorov's, the researcher, that very clever scientists in that institute, they knew already that UV had an aptitude to shrinkage the collagen elliptical fiber. The shrinkage was given because the ultraviolet was aging the collagen fiber. So you can understand also from people exposed to sun like sailors that the